Hi everyone, this is Darcy with Preserving My Sanity. Sorry I'm a few minutes late for anybody that might have been waiting for me. Having kind of a wild day here, so anyway, I'm here now, and I thought today we would talk for just a few minutes about cooking when it's hot outside. So this is an episode of What's in Your Fridge. So when you come on, if you have anything in your fridge that you need help using, that you want to share the ingredients with me, I'd be happy to help you figure out what to make to my best ability. It's kind of fun to talk about, but also if you're watching the replay and you want to share some ingredients in the comments, you're welcome to do that. But in the meantime, I will just share some information about cooking when it's hot outside. It seemed to be timely because here in Minnesota for the last 3 days it's been about 95 degrees, which isn't all that typical for here, especially not this early in the season. We live in a old Victorian home and we don't have central air conditioning, so when it gets over 90 degrees outside it gets to be pretty miserable in our house. So my husband and I actually went shopping today. We took the day off work and we went shopping about a half hour from here for groceries and supplies. So we have been in air conditioning all day between the stores and the car, and now I'm back home and it's very hot. Anyway, it looks like a couple people came on, so hi there. Feel free to say hi when you come on. So anyway, I am coming at you from my front porch, and I just wanted to share a few things that we do in the summer, basically to try to not use the stove and the oven, because those things, heat up your house, and especially when you don't have air conditioning, you don't want to do that unless you have to. So one of the most obvious things that we do in the summer to not use the stove or oven, of course, is to use our grill and our smoker. So, you can cook potatoes on the grill, you can cook meat on the grill, you can cook vegetables on the grill. So there's lots of times where we just basically make our whole dinner on the grill or the smoker, which is really nice. On days like today though, when it's so hot outside, you don't necessarily want to be out there messing with that either. One thing that's kind of nice to do is lots of times on the weekend we'll grill or smoke a lot of stuff on the weekend, and then that way we won't have to cook during the week. So like today we went to Aldi during our shopping and we bought a huge package of chicken thighs. So we have those all seasoned up and we're going to grill them tonight, and then we'll have chicken thighs to eat for this week. Lots of times too, what I'll do is instead of us eating them all, I'll freeze some of them, and then you can pull them out of the freezer and make, you can make a pasta dish with them. You can make a chicken salad if you want. You can make, actually I have a barbecue chicken salad that I make on my blog. There's a recipe for it on my blog. It's really good to do with leftover barbecue chicken. Or you can make like the mayonnaise based chicken salad to go on a sandwich too. So there's lots of things you can do with leftover smoked meat. We cook pork loin a lot too, and do things with that leftover, freeze some of it. So that's kind of a nice trick. And even if you don't want to grill it, or you do want to go ahead and turn your oven on or your stovetop, you can still think of what can I do while I'm heating up the kitchen, and try to batch, do more than one thing. Don't just turn the oven on to bake some cookies. If you're going to bake some cookies, maybe bake a loaf of bread or some muffins, or bake some potatoes or some sweet potatoes or something. While you have the oven on, make more than one thing, is kind of another tip, I guess. Another thing that we do that I think is really cool is we have one of those large oval shaped or rectangular shaped electric roasters. And we use it to cook pork loin in sometimes, and we buy, we'll cook a whole turkey in it, or we even buy like the whole turkey breast and we'll cook that in the roaster. And what we've learned is we actually can plug it in outside on the patio and put the meat in there to roast outside, and then it's not heating up the kitchen. So that's kind of a cool trick too. If you don't feel like messing with the grill or whatever, take the electric roaster out there, and you can make things like that in there. I haven't actually cooked with it as much as you probably could. It's basically like a little oven. I don't really know why you couldn't bake potatoes or other things that you would bake in the oven in there. We usually just do like turkey or pork or something. So that's one thing that we do pretty often in the summer, is we'll just plug that in outside and cook whatever we want to cook in there. And then I also wanted to mention, of course, you know, most people have a crock pot, slow cooker. A lot of people have Instant Pots and air fryers. So those are some other appliances that you can use that don't heat up the house as much. We rarely use our crock pot, honestly. We're not huge crock pot cookers, but we do use our air fryer quite a bit. It makes really good French fries and potato wedges, and I know a lot of people also cook like pork chops, hot dogs, chicken, things like that in the air fryer. So I might actually do that a little bit more this summer, because it doesn't really heat up the kitchen at all, and it cooks things pretty quickly too. So the air fryer is pretty handy. The Instant Pot too, I mean, it doesn't really put off a whole lot of heat inside the kitchen. You can make all kinds of things in the Instant Pot too. And then, you know, I guess another thing I wanted to talk about is just to try to think about simple dinners. So aside from, you know, some of the cooking appliances and methods I just talked about, you can also just keep it simple, like BLT sandwiches. You know, think about it being summer season and a lot of the fresh produce that's available, whether it's from your garden or the farmer's market. You know, eating produce is really healthy anyway, and you know, while it's fresh and local and abundant, it's really cool to just be able to eat a lot of it, you know, for your meals. So, you know, BLTs are one thing you can do, because you've got the lettuce and the tomatoes, you know, potentially from your garden, and then you just add bacon, which, you know, you have to cook the bacon, which heats up the kitchen, but you could even cook up like a few pounds of bacon one day and freeze it. You freeze it cooked, and then it's ready to go. You know, something you could do early in the morning before it gets hot out or something like that. So that's an option there. So we eat a lot of BLTs because I make sourdough bread too, so that's like one of our favorite summer meals. You can make veggie and pasta salads. So, you know, I know potato salad's really popular, or coleslaw, but you can also make like a pasta salad with whatever vegetables you want, really. One of our favorites is like an Italian pasta salad with Italian dressing and like olives and tomatoes and peppers and onions, and you know, you could put other things from the garden in there too. You know, if you have kale, you could chop kale up really fine and mix that in there with it. I also make a kale salad a lot. So we grow a lot of kale, and kale salad, you can make a really simple, good kale salad. There's a broccoli salad I make that has like pasta and ham and broccoli. Did I say broccoli? It has like broccoli and ham and pasta and that's kind of a mayonnaise based dressing. So if you think about like making some of those sorts of salads that you can, you know, make ahead of time, and then it, you know, serves more than one meal or whatever, those are convenient to have on hand. And then also, like, as far as meat goes, if you eat meat, you know, you could make the chicken salad, you can make tuna salad. We also have an electric griddle, which still puts out heat, but we have also taken our electric griddle outside sometimes in the summer, and you can make, you know, like vegetable patties or burgers, or you can make eggplant parmesan on the griddle. So there's lots of things you can do on things that don't involve the oven and the stove. And, you know, if you combine them to be, you know, like the cold salads, the pasta salads, the vegetable salads, with maybe a hot grilled sandwich that you put on the griddle real quick, or, you know, maybe you throw some chicken breasts in the Instant Pot and you make some shredded chicken for tacos. And so then, like, for your tacos, you cooked your meat in the Instant Pot, so you saved the heat from the stove, and then everything else on a taco is fresh. You know, all your fresh vegetables, your Greek yogurt or your sour cream, your cheese, all of that stuff. So that's essentially a meal. You know, tacos or burritos or whatever can really be a meal that doesn't have to heat up the kitchen. So anyway, those are some of the things that we do in the summer when it's hot, because our kitchen's already, like, I don't know how hot it is in here. It's probably like 80 degrees in our house, 85 maybe when it's hot like this. And it works. We have a couple of window air conditioners. We use one downstairs and one upstairs, but our house is bigger than what the little window air conditioners do, so it still gets hot, but in Minnesota, the days where it's over 90 degrees are not really all that abundant, so we get through it. But anyway, does anybody that's watching have any questions or anything to share? Okay. If you watch the replay and you want to share anything, you know, whether it's ingredients that you want to brainstorm with, or if you have a tip of what you cook when it's hot outside, I'd love to see what you do in the summer when it's hot too. So I'm excited. Summertime is one of my favorite times to eat because we have a big garden, and we just really like putting meals together with all of the vegetables. So we're excited. And hopefully the 90-degree plus days will be a little bit, and hopefully we don't have 100 of them or something, but I don't think we will. So anyway, thanks for tuning in today, you guys, and I will talk to you next time. I hope you have a great afternoon. Bye.